Hello and good morning, everybody. I know that was shorter than normal, but that's okay. I want to say good morning to everybody who has showed up. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you all for being here. We have kind of a fun panel that's going to grow over time because we have some folks that are going to be joining us shortly. But again, thank you all for being here. I would like to say, you know what? I'd like to say welcome to our special guest, JakeD. Jake, how's it going? Tell us a little bit about your channel. We're going to start with you.
Oh, thanks, Culture. And just, it's a pleasure being invited. I've been looking forward to streaming with y'all. But, I have a pop culture review channel, mainly stick to the video presentation type stuff, your TV, your movies, things like that. I've been part of YouTube now for, I guess about 2.5 months, something like that. And it's just great to be a part of a community like the Fandom Menace that we have here. And it's certainly just an absolute honor to get the invite. And I'm looking forward to the stream today.
Well, you're more than welcome. And like I said, I mean, you and I have been trying to communicate back and forth and get you this all set up for a while. So I'm glad that you're here. I want to say hello to everybody in the chat, and I hope everybody's having a good day and settled in for Sunday. We have some subjects to talk about now. This is going to be a little bit more open show than normal. We're going to have an opportunity to bring some things up that maybe none of us have prepared for, which is unique. Normally, we try to prepare some subjects ahead of time, but before we get started, I'd like to say hello to each and every one of the folks here out there in YouTube land, the folks out there in our chat. Nano Reaper is here. Nano Reaper, hello. Keith Howard, hello. Plocksword, hello. Mad Mardigan. Mad, good to see you, buddy. You know what? Check your DMs in a couple of minutes. Eric J.R. Maldonado Herrera, hello, and thank you for stopping by. Man of War, neighbor of the 665, neighbor of the beast. Hello and hail. We've got Brutal Morningwood. Well, I mean, I don't, but hey, Brutal Morningwood. Ken Jack Ben, how's it going? Matthew Birkland, all the way from Istanbul, and hail. That's right, all the way across the planet. So I guess that's evening over there. So that's cool. That's cool. Hello, Tina. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. What a great supporter you are of the community. We all really appreciate you. Parrothead, hello. Potty Mouth Casino. Yeah, last night, yeah, I was a little unfiltered. I apologize. Normally that doesn't happen. Shellbach is here. Hello.
I wouldn't apologize for that at all.
It was fun. I had a good time. I might have said some things I normally wouldn't have said, but it was a good stream nonetheless. Apollo Patriot is here. Let's get you your Twi'lek women, buddy. I'm working on it. If we can get with a geneticist and see what we can come up with. How about that? Mayor Pete.
Results may vary.
That's true. That's true. Hey, I'm Dastardly. Hello. Bonjour. Bonjour. Let's see. Oh, Marco Quist. Hello and thank you. Tomorrow, actually, I'll mention it now because you brought it up, Mark. We have our monetization celebration stream, and actually most of the people you'll see on the panel today are going to receive an invite if they're available. We'll be funneling through as many people as I can just to say thank you to them and to you over the course of that period of time. So I'm very, very touched that I've gotten to this point. Like JakeD, I didn't start all that long ago. There are many more folks that have been here longer that certainly deserve your support, and we will definitely be talking about them. Yeah, we've got let's see, we've got more folks. Boy, you guys are real chatty in the chat. That's awesome. Maki90, one of the people who created some of the art for the merchandise that I'm going to start to put out there in the world. I really appreciate that. Not only that, some channel art. So I'm pretty excited. Between he and Mother Chicken Siamese, who's you can catch on Twitter. They are the folks that provided the art for my merch and for some of my merch and for the channel as well. So I'm pretty excited to show that off to all of you. So Wes did have a subtacular yesterday of 396, which what happened after that, Wes, exactly?
I went up to 398 and then I dropped down to 395. So thank you, YouTube. I guess I don't know.
You're just making friends. But
Yeah,
it always hurts. Always hurts when you lose subs. So
I think anytime I do conspiracy, that seems to happen. Conspiracy?
I think that might be. Yeah, might be. Trinoculus P.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, well, it might be. It might be. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you. I appreciate you. And I hope you can settle in and enjoy today's stream. Lord Thoth, hello and good afternoon to you. Boy, guys, I really appreciate everybody stopping by today. Keck is here. Aluvrion Imakara, thank you. New week of Hollywood insanity. Yeah, no kidding. Boy, is it weird there. There's our friend, the Atlantean. Great quality content Atlantean's putting together. Make sure you check out Atlantean's channel, guys. It's very, very good. Genactic. Okay. Well, and hail to you, Terry Rose. I'm not sure. Can someone tell me what Genactic is?
No, I was going to ask you.
I don't know. But somebody look that up. That'll be fun.
No.
Hey, Judicon. Hey, okay. Hey, Judicon. Good to see you, and good Sunday to you as well. And as Wes says, it is showtime. And oh wow, we've already gotten some super chats. My goodness, guys, that is unnecessary, especially those of you on the panel. Atlantean, hello, morning on the West Coast, and hail to you, Atlantean. Atlantean's on the east side of the country here in the United States. So it's been afternoon for you for a while, buddy. So good to see you. Good to see you.
It's 2:00 here.
Yeah, Runner's here. Runner said drunk casino. No, not so much. Maybe a little tipsy last night, but hooray, toilet humor. I did not do that. Did I do that? I don't think I did that. Was it me?
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't recall there being toilet humor.
Yeah. Oh, check that out. The scales of justice, I think. Is that right? I'm not sure what that
money
is.
It's money.
Oh.
It's a stack of bills.
Money?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You can tell that I am don't have this up on the big monitor right now, so that's all right. Wes Moody, my first super chat on Culture Casino's channel. Well, thank you, Wes, and I appreciate it. And you're on the panel. Don't give me money. Hey there, Roof Korean. Good to see you. Good to see you. And Drake is 6. Hello. And welcome very much. JakeD, you're on the panel. Thank you for the super sticker, but you're on the panel.
I blew it on Friday with the first one, and I sent you a super chat instead of the phallic unicorn, so I had to make up for it.
All right. Okay. Well, I appreciate the unicorn. I will not be doing the unicorn sound ever again. That got clipped, and I will never see the end of that. So I'm going to actually use Mary Mayhem, a recording of her doing it in the future. As soon as I can get that clipped out, I will use that when I get the Doomicorn, so you guys will be able to enjoy Mary doing that properly, because I didn't do it very well. Jack of all casuals, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. We have a run of Doomicorns right now. There's a herd of them. And Latino Slant, my friend, you're supposed to be here. I hope you're on your way back. But thank you very much for the golden microphone, or in this case, just the microphone. I appreciate that. All right, guys, we're going to get started. Let's get started with an article that I think is interesting, because it's going to it's going to have a lot of ramifications or effects, and people might make decisions based upon this, and it's I don't know. It feels odd. So Sony, because they're going to be releasing the PlayStation 5, released a new terms of service. And that terms of service is covering the, I think they want to prevent cyberbullying on their platform. So during party chats, they're going to allow for people to record you while you're playing, to highlight if you're being bad or not. Now, of course, this is going to be entirely out of context. It's going to be basically 40 seconds of recorded period, 10 seconds in front of when somebody hits the record button, which means that it's always on record, guys. Don't fool yourselves. And 10 seconds after. So it's really a 20-second clip in the middle, but obviously they're trying to get a little bit of context. However, again, if you're allowing for 10 seconds before somebody hits the button and 10 seconds after, with that 20-second leeway, they should have just said we're recording for 40 seconds. They're always recording. How do you guys feel about being able to be reported on by your neighbors? I'm going to start with Mando, our resident mega gamer, and then move on to Wes, because also resident mega gamer. But what do you think, Mando? Where are you at with this one?
It's what I'm trying to understand is you already have. There's already things in place. Why are you adding this? We already have if someone if someone in the game shoots you because they're on your team, you have the option to boot them for betrayal or something like that. It's not.
Well, in this instance, I mean, this is going to be people actively listening to you.
Right.
On your
people actively listening to you, it's just okay.
Right.
You have in-game systems already set in place. Now you're adding this thing where essentially Sony can spy on you and your conversations, and it's like, okay, you're just playing a game. Say you're only playing with your friends. You don't play really online. You're just playing with your friends, and who determines whether or not you get kicked or banned? Sony, because that's the case.
Yeah.
Remember that Devil May Cry 5 censorship?
Mm-hmm. I do.
How they had to put the little lens flare to, yet apparently Last of Us Part 2 was completely fine with having a full-on sex scene. Right.
Yeah,
it's to think the logic there. Then I don't. Why would you want those already?
Yeah, but consider this. They're thinking about they're trying to prevent in-party chat between other people that are in a party chat or a game from being abusive to each other. Or at least that's what they claim. Wes, where do you think this is? Where do you fall on this?
I think it's a little weird that they're doing it in group chats. Is that what's different about this versus
party chat? This is in their version of voice chat, not Discord, not anything like that, but actually embedded in their console.
Yikes. Big brother. Yeah, you should have the option to be able to turn that off or on. I'm not really a big fan of that. See, I like the consumer being able to have that kind of power. I don't like that being concentrated somewhere. If you're oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, first of all, I was just going to say hi to Mirrorsphere. I know he's on his way to, he's on the road. So,
brother.
Hey, how's it going?
I say hi. I can't stay, but I forgot my headset too. So.
All right. Well, thanks for popping in. We miss you. Have a safe trip. Be safe. All right.
Do some donuts.
All right. Yeah. Don't do donuts. See you later, man. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Taking the beard.
Yeah. No, it does look good. But no, Wes, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bump you there.
No, it's all right. No. So to complete my point here, if you're playing like Grand Theft Auto Online or something else, and it's you're in the sandbox and there's other people. Yeah, I can understand maybe why you might want to record some of those interactions, because same things can get a bit heated, and people on there can, like the kids especially, will kind of like try and track one another down. It's really it's a little weird, but
it's also frightening.
It's unsafe. There's no doubt about it. But Wes, do you think
what we're talking about is a group chat? I'm assuming where we have friends and they're all getting together.
Or when you build a group. I mean, some games you have to actually build a group of unrelated folks. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, the point is you're building the group, so you should have control over that. And whether you kick someone or not kick someone, or whether you have it recorded and everyone agrees to be recorded, that should be on you guys, not on them.
Right. Well,
it shouldn't exist.
I'm gonna read on this because I know Jake has some strong opinions. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna just read this from Sony real quick. This was published on their blog on the 16th, 2 days ago, right after this kerfuffle launched with that we've actually I think Clownfish TV was the one that saw this first, but we'll go through this real quickly. This is from Catherine Jensen. She's the VP of the Global Consumer Experience at SIE. That's Sony Interactive Entertainment. Hi, everyone. I'm Catherine Jensen, and I head up the Global Consumer Experience Division here at PlayStation. Our department works every day to create the best possible gaming experience for our community on the PlayStation Network. We also manage the Ask PlayStation customer support channel, and create troubleshooting guides to help gamers find solutions. Our goal is to help foster a fun and positive experience when you're playing online with friends and other gamers. Managing online safety is an important part of ensuring that. We believe that it's critical that gamers are able to quickly and accurately report abuse or harassment if they experience it while on the PlayStation Network. See, and this is opens them up to a lot of interpretation and a lot of other issues. But as part of this initiative, we've been preparing to roll out a new feature on the PS5 console that enables gamers to report verbal harassment through a voice chat reporting function. Its sole purpose is to help in reporting of inappropriate behavior, including actions that violate our community code of conduct. Please note that this feature will not actively monitor or listen in on your conversations ever, and it's strictly reserved for reporting online abuse or harassment. Full stop. Well, you know that's not true. In order to get the 10 seconds previous, they will have already had to have been recording the entire time, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Culture. So one of the things when I'm looking at this, and to give you a little bit more context, I work for a software company. Specifically, I work in negotiating end user license agreements and terms of service for that very large software company. So I looked through, so I'm familiar with some of the tech that's going to enable this. I read through the TOS myself to prepare for it because you mentioned it in the description.
In the description.
Talking through, right?
Yeah.
And so looking through it, to Wes and Mando's point, in whose opinion, that's actually really clear in the TOS. It's in Sony's sole discretion, period. So
that makes me completely worried.
Yeah, and it should. It should. Absolutely, it should. To have the 10-second pre and post recording, in order to enable that to exist, that means that all of these chats are always being recorded. And they're using technology not terribly dissimilar from a looping security camera. So anybody's got security cameras at your house that are constantly recording, they're going to have a buffer period set up, right? So maybe it records 24 hours worth of video and it'll just overwrite it unless you flag it, right? Because you need to see that particular, 30 minutes when your house got broken into or whatever it is. So the exact same technology is being deployed here in order to flag the portions of the voice chat. And so it has to be constantly recording these in order to make that happen, which means that they've got this at some point within their servers that are controlling it. And lots of different, I don't think they've thought this all the way through. There's so many things that could be contained in that kind of recording that have all kinds of potential liability for these guys. And I really don't think they've thought through some of the things they're opening themselves up to by having an always-on recording system.
Yep. Yeah. And they're being disingenuous about it. I mean, as you mentioned, this is cyclical, right? I mean, it's they have to be maintaining a constant loop of some sort in order for it to catch the conversations.
Yeah. So by the way, when I said it earlier, when I said it should be in the power, in your group chats, whether or not you want to record it, that should be on your console and stored on your hard drive, not anywhere in their servers. Just a clarification there.
Can I ask a quick question, kind of, or
sure.
what you guys think? So on a kind of bigger scale, if this is something that they think that is totally cool that they can just slide right in and do, what's that to not kind of encourage, say, cellular phone companies to do similar things where, they're trying to listen in and censor and protect hate speech and stuff through that as well, because it's a communication device that, I don't know. It's just it feels real sketch when something like this happens on this level, when they're just saying blatantly without even thinking about what it sounds like. Oh yeah, so we're going to be spying on you guys and recording it, even though we're not going to cough, cough, be recording it. You know, it just seems like it's a very slippery scope. So I don't know.
Well,
Am
it
I
does.
I mean, every one of us has seen a Google ad or a Facebook ad pop up based on a conversation we were having 10 minutes ago when we weren't using our phone, right? I mean, it's not that hard to build that in, and you're not wrong to be concerned about that, AFK. Not even a little bit.
It's sane to be concerned.
Yeah,
Also, this isn't even just about recording. For instance, first of all, are they recording? Do we know if they're recording the entire time the console's plugged in, or only when it's turned on? You know, like for instance, what was Valorant? They have an anti-cheat software that boots up the second you turn on your computer, not when you turn on the game, when you turn on the computer. And a lot of problem with anti-cheat softwares like that is that they can be used as a backdoor into your system. So what I'm for is also, what's to stop someone from using this, like someone who's not Sony, also to use this to, listen in on people.
Yeah, I mean, without knowing
there are smart people out there that know what they're doing when it comes to software.
Yeah, I mean, without knowing the specifics of the tech, I would wager that this is plugged into specifically the active voice chat system for the party, because dropping it onto each console would be, and recording it at any time. Not that couldn't be done. You're not wrong to have your head go that way.
No, I'm just a cyber paranoid.
Yeah, it's more likely it's just keyed into an active party chat. From a tech perspective, it's easier to manage that way. But this opens up other questions, though. So just think about the 50 states in D.C. Each one of those different states has different laws as it relates to the legality of recording conversations. For example, in Colorado, where I happen to be right now, it's only a one-party consent state. So this proposal, perfectly legal in Colorado. Now, answering machines have a beep on them because legally, in some states, you have to have a notice that your conversation's being recorded. That's what the beep is all about. That's where it comes from. So not every state permits a party to be recorded unknowingly. And this proposal could really run afoul of that. So I'll be very curious to see how it plays out.
California requires two-party consent. See, here's the thing. The terms of, if you have to accept the terms of service, that's your consent right there.
No, it's not. I mean, I understand what you're saying, Wes, but technically, that's not the way. That's not technically informed consent. It's every time you call a business or whatever. Every time that they, especially if they're recording the call, they have to advise you each and every time that happens. It's not. This is one of those you can't provide a blanket. It has to be each time that it's being done. So technically. I believe that they should have to include a tone for anybody on, involved in that chat for when the button is hit by anybody. I think that they're going to find that they're going to have to do that. Also, there's federal regulations that come into play when you're recording people that are not located in the same state. If you start to get interstate interactivity, there's a whole host of laws that come into play. So I think they're going to have some problems, but that's not the only liability they're opening themselves up to. And since we have a little bit of a pause, and I cut everybody off because I'm really good at that. I wanted to say hi to Polly. Hi, Polly. How's it going, buddy? Good to see you.
Hey, sorry I'm late.
Hey. No, you weren't late. You were here and then you had to go. And I understand the whole computer problem thing. I also wanted to say thank you to Billy Bongo for the super sticker. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, that's awesome. And obviously the chat's getting into this conversation too, guys, and for good reason.
I actually point out both Shellback and M. Dastardly made a good point. So Shellback saying, why don't they just install a screenshot feature, which why don't they? That's what a lot of games do. Star Citizen being one of them. If you have something that like, this guy said something really, say he used a bunch of not so nice terms that to describe someone and was just harassing everyone in the server. you can take a screenshot of that conversation and just report it to the devs, and they'll take care of it from there, usually resulting in a ban of some kind.
Sure, but again, I mean, this is obviously because people think they're being abused when they're, they're being called out for poor play in a party chat. And while, it is possible to use not friendly language when you're interacting with even your friends when you're playing a video game. Well, you idiot. Why did you, why did you shoot me in the back of the head? Things like that. I mean, things I'm guilty of when I'm playing with Ords and the guys over on their channel. And I'm certain, I'm certain that, go ahead, AFK. Go ahead, AFK.
In a sense, it's censoring you too.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just the fact that they're recording you to get you if you're legitimately saying something that's like horrendous or something. It's basically like they're creating a gray zone where you have to start asking yourself, well, what can I say and what can't I say in just a basic conversation without the fear of retribution? Because someone who you're talking to can just be extra sensitive about something and react to something that anybody else is mundane. And because they're an upset, customer, what's to say that they're not going to get the benefit of the doubt?
Is this Sony?
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Sony.
Yeah.
Also,
and
Deathly had a question. Let me just scroll up to find it.
Sure. Well, I'm going to try to work my way through the chat here because we definitely
he's asking. So would this be linked to in-game multiplayer or private party chat or both?
Yes.
If I could just say one thing.
Oh, please, Paul, please.
I'm not a gamer at all, but this mentality, this corporate approach of the entertainment machine known as Sony, reeks of the studio mentality, where I'm gonna control everything about my property. So if you come onto my property, which is a studio, sound stages, I don't know what, the offices, man, your whole life is recorded. We own you, and that's just that machine's mentality. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to see how far they can get. They're trying to see how far they can go now, because that's all well and dandy. If you ever notice that mentality, I'll give you a good example. When they shoot on location for a film or TV, man, they shut everything down. So even if you live in that neighborhood that they're shooting in, right? You can't even like, maybe let's say park in front of your house because they got they got the permits, they got this, they got that. That's how they are. And this is just another, they're trying to see how far they can get. It's just like
AFK.
Hi, AFK.
Mark. Yeah.
It's just what AFK said is it's completely about control and then to see where they can punish you, even if you're paying them your money. So yeah.
Right. No, I agree with you, and I think that's very well said, and I think that's a very large part of this. But as we look through what Roof Korean says here, as a simple matter of law, do private companies have the ability to violate technically a private citizen's First, Fourth, Fifth, and Ninth constitutional amendment? My answer to that would be no. You can't. There are certain rights you should not be able to relinquish. They should always be something that you have as just being a citizen or being located in the United States. I guarantee you that this won't fly in Europe. There are certain parts of Europe where they won't be able to get away with this. So anyway, I don't know. Where do you guys fall on that?
Go ahead, Anthony.
Well, I was just going to make it quick. I was going to say, I think that as a private company, I mean, like, obviously I don't like the idea at all, but I mean, if they say in no doubt about it terms that, when you use this product, it will be recorded for, blah, 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 harassment, blah, 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 stuff like that. They can legitimately get away with that in, say, like the United States, as long as they're clear about it. But this whole like, oh, it only records when blah, blah, blah. And like that's not, you can't fly with that because you're not locking it down on that. So I don't know. I'm just going off the business side of that. But personally, I think it's stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, the honest answer to it, though, is what's guaranteed to you under the U.S. Constitution is protection against government. It's not protection against necessarily private citizens or private companies or even publicly traded companies. So those protections prevent you from the government executing an unwarranted search and seizure. It doesn't in any way address your relationship with a private company, which is what we're dealing with here. Now, many states have laws that have extended those benefits to your interaction with a company, but that's not true across the board.
Well, I mean, again, the Constitution, it does, it is your rights within the bounds and framework of the government. I mean, all laws are codified because of the Constitution of the United States. It's the framework for everything. Pretty much every part of governance, including the governance around corporations and their responsibilities to you. So yeah, I mean, in a sense, though, you're right. I agree with that, except that, you're also protected by the Constitution and the laws that are, created from it, from corporations, from being exposed to, to unsafe things. I think this is very unsafe, but they're also taking on, this is an interesting point. They're also taking on the idea that that they're going to have to have an enforcement department, right? They're going to need a huge group of employees that is going to have to monitor these things and then make a determination. This is the other weird thing. They are setting themselves up as the determining factor into whether or not somebody calling you a silly name is abusive or not. How comfortable are you with that?
Well, even worse than that, if they try to do it in an algorithmic fashion.
I was about to say, what if they use bots instead? That's going to be even worse.
I mean, I'd rather have people than bots.
Anytime a certain word is used, it's going to be like YouTube. It's like, this guy said X word, then ban him. This guy said Y word, ban him,
Yeah, I mean, think back 3 months ago. The reason we all say the coof on YouTube, right? I mean, we even stopped saying other code words, and it's because of the algorithmic bots.
Well, I don't use the code words. I just say the words as they are because I don't care. But on other people's channels, I don't.
Yeah, no, and I do
for Culture's monetization, so I won't say it.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that, I really do. But let's get through the chat because we've been. I want to. This is very interactive conversation, so we need to have it with everybody. But and you know what, Trinoculus, you're right. I mean, you can mute people if they're being obnoxious or they're saying things. I mean, they're all that functionality still exists. I mean, you don't have to listen.
It's been there since the early days of Xbox Live. Yeah. Back in 2004, whereas obviously this is PlayStation, but I mean PlayStation Network came after Xbox Live existed, and the whole point is they both have pretty much the same features. If not, they're pretty much identical in many ways. Yeah. You already have the whole muting people you don't want to hear feature. You have the ability to take screenshots and of in-game discussions that might not be okay. But why record people because you can? I want to know also is what's the motive?
So it's a little scary that they have the ability to do that.
Your reach.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but again, and Terry Rose brings up a good point. Alexa and Google already know everything about us. And we know that they've been listening to us. Samsung got into a little bit of trouble because they released a bunch of televisions that essentially were monitoring everything that you say, even though maybe they weren't on. And at what point, does just purchasing a product, put you in harm's way when it comes to your privacy? And unfortunately, I think we've eclipsed it. We've already with televisions, with Alexa, with your Google Home, with any of those devices, you're already sacrificing a large piece of
you're
your
not
privacy.
knowingly do it, and that's the problem. It's not like let's buy the smart. You go to the store, buy a smart TV, and then it's like, okay, you're like someone goes to you or it says on the box or something. If you buy the smart TV, you are consenting to the fact that you're everything you're saying to the TV and whatever's within your shot's going to be recorded or whatever. That's not happening. That no one knows that they're going to be recorded. Like the average Joe doesn't know that they're being recorded 24/7 by their TV or Alexa or whatever.
Right.
That's the biggest issue is that just like I think the problem is they've just so blatantly admitted what they're going to be doing to this. But I mean, it like you were saying, it's gone back to like Alexa and all that kind of stuff, and like how it's already listening technically. So I mean, and we were totally cool with it. The problem is like the people who are on the level of using this technology and are knowledgeable about it buy it smartly. Like we know to go look for it. And so it's just like it goes back to this whole like, do these private companies have rights to do this? I think the real question is how come they've been allowed to not put tags like that on things up until this point? Like if you have this Bluetooth thing, you technically are vulnerable to this. If you have any sort of wireless connection, there's the possibility someone's going to hack it. Like they think it's either they think it's basic or they just they don't have to say it because then people won't think it. So I don't know. I think that's kind of like maybe at the bottom of it. That's the issue. It's just like they haven't had any, guidelines to use, I guess, or for that, if that makes sense.
I think laws are lagging very far behind, or I don't like adding extra laws to the books. I just don't. But in the case of technology, I think we might be lagging behind in some areas that might need some.
I think we are.
Need some care.
I know I probably bring this up way too much because I'm livid about it, but loot boxes is a good example of that. They're worse than gambling, yet because of the laws being behind, they're not even considered gambling by most people, and that's the problem. Or not most.
You and I both know that in Europe though they're really getting on top of this. Yeah. So in Soul Assassin, you know what? It can and will be misused by people. Absolutely. And that's the thing. These recordings are going to be made without context. And unless, like JakeD was speculating, they're able to go back beyond the 40 seconds that they claim in the press release that they said. It's going to be, you will have the ability to catch the 10 seconds ahead, the 20 seconds that you're actually, attempting to record, and the 10 seconds afterwards. It's 40 seconds. Okay. But that means they have to essentially, have the ability to even roll it back. I mean, there will be no context if they're only going to gauge on the 40 seconds and that will be exploited, overused, etc.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if I were doing it, I might say it's 40 seconds and I would just listen to the whole dang thing. I mean, just from a practicality standpoint.
Yeah. And yeah, exactly. And Nano Reaper's got a point here. I use Discord, or many of us do, or TeamSpeak, or, similar VoIP chat systems to interact with the people I'm playing games with. So I know, or I should know, most of the people that are involved there. But yesterday I was in a Discord where people that I did not know joined, and because they knew somebody else. So you never know when you're going to rub somebody the wrong way. But at least in those circumstances, those are privately controlled by whoever's running that server.
Right. Like in my Discord server, I have a set of rules. No, like there's a channel for politics. Use that channel. And pretty much that's it. Like if you want to go bother someone, I'm going to kick you.
Yeah, and you know what, Ken Jack Ben, you do have the ability to turn it off. Just you turn off the place. You turn off party chat. You will not be communicating with people via voice. That's how you turn it off. And this is the kind of thing that the Deer Girl over on Twitch was Deer Person was bringing up. It was trying to control. It's a form of control, guys. I'm just just not super comfortable with it all. And I know I need to get to some of these super chats, guys. So I'm scrolling through here quickly. Swatting is a serious issue. Sony may have legal responsibility to curtail such an eventuality. Well, actually, yeah. Jake, what do you think about that? If you get swatted because of some,
it's tough, man. At the end of it, I mean, we've all seen swatting occur, right? And we've seen it happen to. I mean, it's not just activities and games like this. I mean, it stretches out beyond that. People are doing it to political activists and things like that, and it's a big deal, and it's a big problem. I mean, he makes a good point, and yet again, why I think the 40 seconds is BS, right? So if you, it could be a way to protect themselves, building this in. That way, if there's something that they can tie to this, you can get the full context before you roll out the guys with the M15s.
Right. But at the same time, this could be weaponized. And this is a bad idea. Just universally right now, we are listened to by the government far more often than we're comfortable with. Right. And here on this platform where we're interacting with each other electronically and everything else, I mean, we're actively being recorded, but we're doing it willfully. Right. The people in the chat, there's a warning. This is the cool thing. Every time you go into a chat on YouTube, there's a warning at the top of it that tells you don't dox
in the chat already and refresh the page. Exactly. Pops up again.
Yep, it's the same warning every time, and I think PlayStation's going to have to incorporate something like that, and maybe that'll be part of this. In fact, I think it alluded to it. I don't know that it necessarily will be that way, but we'll see. And Qui-Gon Gimli, people should have thick skins and not need to report people for trash talk in games. I agree with you.
Yep.
Sticks and stones, right? Well, most of us grew up with that. I don't know what kids nowadays are growing up with. And I'm not talking like get off my lawn kind of thing. I'm saying that I don't know why we have people that are, is soft the right word or is that harsh?
Kids today are afraid of microaggressions, okay? Sticks and stones aren't even a thing.
The joke was that they were raised on the participation award mentality. So because of it,
that's not a joke.
No. I mean, that's what I mean. It was a joke at the time because we were like, "Oh, these kids," and now they grew up. So that's the sad part of the joke. But I think that's where the mentality comes from. They don't.
No, you're right, AFK. You're so very right. And you're a gamer from way back. I know you going way back. Part of old school clans and guilds and stuff like that. And you have a unique perspective in that, you've seen all of these different like MMORPG games and everything else like slowly advance into, you can't almost use the chat features anymore, text or voice or anything else. And that just seems like we're headed that way with consoles. Do you think that's right?
Yeah. I mean,
it's like that. Was it Battlefield 5 that did this? One of the Battlefield games, I believe, did this, where it was if you were to type in the chat, say white man or something, it would just come out as a bunch of stars. Even Among Us, a similar thing, where if you're typing in the chat Among Us, you can't type other social media platforms such as YouTube or Twitter or whatever. Like if you type those words, it'll just come out as a bunch of stars because you won't. That's just its form of censorship.
How long before they do that with pronouns?
Oh, and by the way, I hope they do it with pronouns right away. But I'm sorry, I was just going to say I want to acknowledge Author Stephen Walden joined us. If you didn't notice, but anyway, go ahead, Paul. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No. Author was going to say something. I'm good.
Oh no, go ahead, sir. I just wanted to come in.
You're up.
Quip.
You're up.
Good to see you. Good to see you, Stephen.
You too, sir.
And I think we were hoping that what happened this year was going to be their generation's wake-up call, right? You're going to see some real, some real stuff here that's going to affect you're going to get in touch with your mortality, with your close ones, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? And then they, of course, they of course it got corporatized and politicized, and now it's a commercial, it's a joke.
Yeah,
and they haven't learned anything. So
no,
that's all I wanted to say.
No, and Bill's right. I mean, this is a message to a lot of people. A lot of consumers abandon the platform. Well, I think this definitely made a decision for me. I think I've talked to some people backstage and in the last couple of days when we've mentioned it, but in other places, that I may be rethinking my PlayStation dominance as far as console goes in the household. I think I may be, instead of buying both consoles, I'm going to only buy the Xbox, possibly, even with a weaker game title release. But I'm also in a position to just be PC Master Race, when it comes, So we'll see. And that's a huge jump for me, because guess what, guys? I like my controllers, right?
Well, you can use
So
a controller for PC.
no, I know.
Star Citizen with a controller, dude. It's okay.
I know, but it's frustrating, and like I said,
broken, but that's a different topic.
Oh, see, in Trinoculus, this is I'll never own a smart hub that listens for the same reason. Privacy is fading as a fading right. Well, you're right, it is, and it has been. And think about how many cameras you're on camera all day long. When you leave your house, your neighbors have, Ring doorbells. They have, security cameras. The businesses that you go in and out of, you go to Walmart, the parking lot's got giant cameras. You go to, Target, you go to your mall, you're on camera all the time. So, you're when you're in public, you don't have the expectation of privacy, right?
Right.
But in your home, you should have the expectation of privacy.
I mean, the truth of the matter is, the way the technology is progressing and has been for the last 15 years, that's just something that's not going to be available. We see the advent of social currency over in China, who's really like, steamrolling that out. That's something that's going to happen, whether or not we approve of it or not, because of the availability to record us, to record our actions, to tape, our interactions on social media itself. And now we've got an entire generation of children who are growing up in this new culture that's being created. It's kind of uncharted territory for human beings, and is causing an evolutionary track that is exponentially faster because of the growth of technology. It's not something we're used to in our generations. We can see the warning signs of what this could possibly bring ourselves, and I think we should speak out on that. But as far as this current generation, they're growing up in this. They're going to be dealing with those growing pains. It's almost like a guinea pig generation. I feel bad for them to an extent. And there are kids in this generation, in Generation Z, that have a good head on their shoulders. But as AFK, or as someone else was saying earlier about the participation awards and all that, that mentality of you don't have to work for anything. You should just be patted on the head for existing. That is something that is becoming more prevalent in education and in society, but the strong will survive.
At least here in New York, a lot of that is also just due to statistics, where it's like, okay, this school isn't doing well. All right, well, let's just lower the bar so this way more students graduate. And that's what they do.
Well, they've been doing that forever, even in college. And you know what? I want to get through some of these. Like, you got a bunch of super chats backing up, guys, and I'm not used to this. I'm getting used to it. I want to say thank you for the super stickers and the super chats. Miss Martin Muses, thank you so very much. Miss Martin is one of the reasons that I am able to live stream. She taught me the ropes, and I truly appreciate it, and I will always acknowledge her for doing so. She and I and AFK Bard and several others. I think Wes, were you in on any of those streams? But we sat and we talked, and I learned how to live stream. So thank you very much, Teresa, for the rose. And
I don't think I was in those. I think we did our first stream together. Was God? When was that? No, it wasn't one of those. But it was a good stream. Yeah,
and she's one of the first people I ever live streamed with.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. And so thank you for the rose, Miss Martin. I appreciate you. Tina, can you imagine in 20 years, Tina, this is Tina's question. Can you imagine in 20 years there being a 35-year-old political candidate whose in-game voice chats from when he was 15 are being used against him by the opposition?
Right.
Oh yeah, and they're gonna get a picture of his character teabagging somebody. It's gonna be,
Look,
he virtually he goes around Me Tooing people.
You thought that
wrong.
Kavanaugh thing was terrible. Wait until this happens.
What if that becomes the platform? Like, I have teabagged over 2,000 people in my gaming time.
It'd be like a new Donald Trump type.
This person. I did not teabag.
Oh, dude, look, I'm more likely to vote for somebody who's a gamer, and has done stuff like that. That's me, though. I'm toxic, I guess, because that would actually be funny to me. But Whack Cackle,
teabag saving.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whack Cackle. The NSA has been recording all signals from the internet. Text, video, and audio. Every microphone and every speaker can reverse its function by a switch. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Most people.
That movie, what was it, with Will Smith and Gene Hackman?
Yeah.
Enemy of the State.
What?
Yeah. Enemy of the State.
Yeah.
Enemy of the State.
Yeah. Perfect example of it.
Yeah, and it's not that hard, and you're 100% right. Whack Cackle has been commenting on many of my videos. I appreciate that. I appreciate the support. You've been there for everything, and always something brilliant to say. That's true. All right, we've got Glinzer, PlayStation 5 theme song, Eye in the Sky. $2 super chat. Thank you, and you're right. That's a great song, too. Gosh, that's Alan Parsons' project? Is that right?
I think he was talking about the Hellion Eye in the Sky Judas Priest. That's what I thought he was talking about. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Oh, that too. Any of those would work.
Absolutely. Yeah, both of them are great. Absolutely good taste in music, Glinzer.
Yeah, well done. Why don't they just install a screenshot? They actually have it. You can take pictures in game.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah,
you can do that for a while now, and that's
you can record.
You already have a bunch of features already there. Why do you need to add this?
Yeah, your phone is even on even if you have it switched off. Government is not beyond breaking the law. No, absolutely. We've known that for a long time. Yeah, the Patriot Act.
My phone's buried under a pile of papers right now. The government has a good view of paper.
And you can't take the batteries out of the new phones.
No.
Not easily.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Well, it is. All right. Well, I want to say a special acknowledgement to the criticizable, the the crazed. It's your birthday. Happy birthday.
We got to do it. We got to do it. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Crisable the Craze. Happy birthday to you.
We're getting better. We're getting better.
Hey, we're putting out a Christmas album this year, y'all.
All right. There.
Damn, so bad dipped out.
Yeah, we scared Polly away. Damn it.
Oh,
not
poor
again.
Polly. That's right. Anyway, guys, that's always fun. If you've never been here before when we sing Happy Birthday, we do it to torture everyone. And all right, well let's
on purpose. We're all singing off key on purpose.
On purpose. And look, I can't highlight it now, but I'm going to say this. The Atlantean sent another super chat that says, Sony Recorder, you are fined 1 credit for a violation of the verbal morality statute. That's from Demolition Man. Thank you, Atlantean. That's beautiful. You are fined 1 credit. You remember every time Wesley Snipes said a bad word and it would ding? It was like, and then Sylvester Stallone goes over to, because they don't have toilet paper, he goes over to it and says a bunch of curse words. That's so great. So
well, they should have shown him how to use the 3 seashells, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, they should have. They should have shown him how to use them.
God help us all.
I remember when I was a kid in elementary school, we had demerits. Do kids today have demerits?
I don't know.
Mine do not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think I ended up finishing 5th grade with like 54 demerits or something. I don't know.
Those are rookie numbers, Wes. Come on.
My parents were getting divorced, and I was going through a bad time, so I wasn't a good kid in 5th grade.
It's one of those things. Anyway, and look, this is an important one from the heart of the Fandom Menace, guys. Hail to some incredible people. Keep up what you're doing. Your voices are being heard. Much love, AFK and Culture and Wes, and much love to you, friend. And I really appreciate you coming by.
And he's right. Our voices are being heard by everyone and whoever's recording. So
yeah, Thomas and I are officially together now. So.
Oh, yeah, I'd heard that, and I think that's wonderful. What a cool thing, the community bringing people together, even romantically.
Who's together?
The
AFK.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, AFK. I'm sorry.
No guarantees on Dastardly.
No, yeah, I was saying the Guild Kenobi. So. Anyways,
you're a couple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, community that comes together even romantically. So that's kind of fun. I'm very, very happy for you guys. You've no idea. So
Here,
Wackle
Casino, we bring people together.
That's right. We do. Wackle Cackle. It's up to us to know and protect our rights. Agreed. That's absolutely true. And at Shellback, everybody has the ability to record you whenever they want, all the time anyway. I just recorded myself to type this message. Yes. Apple got nailed for privacy violation as well. Yes, Trinoculus, that did happen. And we need to start making more noise when it comes to things like that. We need to pay attention and highlight when corporations are doing bad things and get caught. And there's Ordsboard. Hi, Ordsboard. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah.
Oh,
Soul Assassin. I think they monitor credit card purchases. Yes, they do. I bought a bug zapper from China from China for a USB port, and it had malware in it. Trashed it and cleaned up my machine. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
That's
it happens.
Guys, a few years ago, I think it was 2017. This company that makes motherboards, not Asus, like it was some like company that's not that popular. They were manufacturing in China, and someone noticed that there was a weird chip in the board, and it looked out of place. And under further inspection, it's a Chinese surveillance chip. And
wow!
Installed in every single motherboard. And this company made motherboards for servers, and so the problem was now all these motherboards had Chinese chips in them that they had, and it was a whole thing in 2017.
Built-in 0 days.
Wow.
Built-in 0 days with spyware. That's amazing.
Demonized.
thanks.
So demonized.
Culture Casino, would it be considered swatting on the Twitch beta doe as long as one of the officers has a deer tag?
Interesting.
God bless you, sir.
Yeah. Well done.
Kids are fragile these days. Yes, they are, aloof.
So
I don't know what's happening.
So fragile.
Some of them, yeah. I've met some that are actually intelligent.
Yeah, I'm raising one that's pretty good. He's got a good group of friends. They're not they know their pronouns instinctively. They don't have to tell anyone. They're doing good.
You know, I'm training a little boy who's gonna be 4 in jiu-jitsu. Him and his dad.
Nice.
Right? That little man is gonna be. That's
nice.
I'm so happy. Yeah. So,
that's important. That kind of structure is
dude.
good.
I'm telling like it's. Anyways, yeah, we agree. That's a whole nother stream.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, discipline is key. But Mary, you know what? You're right. Kids go to birthday parties, not their own, by the way, and they expect gifts. The younger generation expects because they are breathing, they are deserving. Wow.
She's not wrong.
Yep. Wow.
Wait, really?
YouTube is the imposter among us.
That's funny.
Politically corrected for your protection. Yes.
Right.
Man, you guys are brilliant today. This is awesome. So
Best chat on YouTube.
You struck a chord.
Definitely the best chat on YouTube.
Amateur now. Dystopian. Thank you, RR. That's correct. We don't need movies for dystopia. We don't need television programs that give us dystopia. We're having our own form of dystopia right now.
When real life is becoming more and more in line with a comic book and a dystopian, like alternate future comic book.
But this is like
not
the
good
version of dystopia. Like we've got like the stupidest people bringing us down. It's not like some crazy Mad Max stuff. I would be down for that. Like bring on Mad Max.
Well,
created something, and now he's in charge of the world, and he has the entire world in a constant surveillance state. And no, it's not like some mastermind is behind all this. It's a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
Polly, go ahead, bud.
I absolutely agree. And what's even more disheartening for me is, road dogs, people who've always had a strong tail, backbone, friends, all of a sudden just like becoming different people. Where I'll just suggest that I'm not happy with this candidate on this issue, and whoosh.
Really?
Whoa.
Oh yeah, and won't speak to me for weeks.
Wow.
And I'm like, really, dog? Really? Like, we pulled each other out of the gutter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
But that's what these times are doing to people's minds, man.
Creating division. Yeah.
Well, it's like, right. It's you read the. You're right. It's the you read the headlines, you believe the headlines too much without interacting with people, then you're like, and then someone says something you don't agree with, and you go off the handle, or you just, I'm gonna cut you off.
Yeah.
That's happened with me with a few people.
Like self-segregation.
Yeah, well, and we're self-censoring, and there's a lot of self things happening right now that are contrary to, number one, how we live in this country, and number two, how we grew up. I mean, it's just and I'm not, again, things can change. This isn't merely change, and it's not change for anything better. It's another form of control.
Here's a big problem with people tuning themselves out, and what Paulie mentioned there. I've got some family that are kind of like that. My parents have serious TDS, and they're smart people, and so I don't understand it. But it goes down to, a lot of people would rather be right than correct, and I would rather be correct. So I would rather have my facts in order and know what I'm talking about. I don't need to fit the facts to what I believe. Right. And it's just really disheartening to see that, because they won't even look at the other stuff, like, oh, this candidate is, an Istinophobe, and they won't condemn Istinphobiness. And I'm like, they've done it several times. Here's raw video of it. Here's several raw videos. Here's videos of them being asked it. No, it's right-wing propaganda. I don't even want to look at it.
Well, you know what? You're right. Or they'll say, oh, I didn't know that about them. But I'm still going to vote. I'm still going to do this because I'm right. And it's like, I just gave you facts.
The easiest way that I've approached people that I live with in my house, that are my housemates, that they're, I wouldn't say TDS, but they hate Trump, is to just come at the situation and say, look, I'm not telling you to like this guy, but I'm saying, look at what these people are doing.
Right. Yeah, and then there again. I mean, we're gonna steer away from the political discussion, but you guys are fine. I don't mind at all. It's just unfortunately everything comes down to politics now, and now, but only for maybe another month, right? Hope.
But this started with our kids. We're growing up kids who are soft. That's what this little side.
Oh no, I know.
Right.
Oh no,
so it doesn't have nothing to do with the election.
No, it doesn't.
I mean,
it doesn't.
No,
yeah. Look. Ken Jack Ben makes a good point. I recently remarked to a cousin of mine that when I turned 40, I instantly saw anybody in their 20s as a child. Well, it's hard not to when they act very childish. We have 30-year-olds in the streets acting like children. It's frustrating. It really is. When my nieces and nephew are acting more adult than adult people in the world, there's a problem, because they're not in their 20s yet, and they're more adult. It's insane.
I mean,
anyway,
I don't feel that way.
20 years ago, though, the other reason I totally agree with Ken Jack Ben is, I'm looking back at myself back then. It's like, wow, there was so much more to learn, and in order to truly be an adult. So I'm in the exact same boat.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, natural selection isn't a thing anymore. Mother Nature tried. COVID came in, but damn it, the lockdowns.
You're funny. Look,
Well,
Ords,
I have to disagree with that statement. I don't think it was Mother Nature, but that's okay.
Ords has the right. Ords has the right approach. It's why my neighbor is a half a mile down the road.
Hell to that.
Yeah,
I lived in a
Right?
constructed in 1973, and it's still got, like if you go in the doors, the old apartments, they don't have cameras. The only cameras are in the elevators, in the basements, and outside the building. That's it.
Yeah, and Brutal Morningwood says my brother is installing the exact stuff around the house as we speak. Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people are. Look, and I will admit I have security devices, right? But they're outward facing. And mainly, just to keep an eye on things because even where I live, you still could have things borrowed, right? And I like to keep my things. But anyway,
I've got a Ring doorbell.
Yeah, Bruce, thank you so very much. This is an enormous super chat. I really do appreciate it, and congrats on your monetizing Culture Casino. Why do we need smart refrigerators?
To play Skyrim on.
I mean, I like that idea. Actually,
well, not just smart refrigerators.
Expires. I'm okay.
Not just smart refrigerators, but also they have smart washers and dryers, smart everything.
What
Yeah, why do
smart
we need
washer dryer?
I like the idea of what you have in your fridge. It makes a recipe like cook this tonight.
I do think it's cool to be able to knock on the fridge and see what's inside of it. I like that. Of course, my fridge would probably be so messy I wouldn't do that very often. But hey, reminder:
5 years ago,
in my fridge.
There you go. 5 years ago, we would never have imagined having a television on the outside of a fridge that was essentially a tablet that would give you that type of information and the availability to, what you could cook. But, how lazy are we getting? I mean, I know everybody wants to save time, but, how hard is it to open a cookbook or, or whatever? I don't know. I'm
cookbooks and I have about like 50 of them. Not that hard.
You want me to do reading culture? Because that's where I draw the line.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
You're kind of right. Because I had made breakfast and it was a way of cooking it that I'd learned from my grandmother. It's just handed down because you cook with the familia. It's like oh, I got that. Let me whip it up. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Well, I'm just imagining a future where there are people who have guests over and they're in the kitchen shouting, "Oh, hold on for a second! I have to wait for the kitchen refrigerator to download an update." It's such an odd future that we've come to.
And then they end up starving to death because their Wi-Fi goes down.
I didn't remember how to make eggs.
I don't know what to do.
How do you make hot dogs? Oh, God.
Well, Wacko Cackle's right. At this point, every repeat visitor to that awful movie video, they've been cataloged. Sure, they have been. And maybe that's an upside. I don't know. I still don't think being cataloged in various ways is a good thing. I don't know. It's insane. Anyway, look. We don't need the tech that we have. It makes life simpler. It makes life easier. Sure. But there are certain things that you have to be prepared to be able to do by yourself. People are losing skills because of technology. And I think that's a problem. So anyway, well, we've diverted way far away from what we were talking about with Sony, but Sony has put us in a weird place. I mean, they've been doing it now for a while. This is just the latest version of putting us in a weird place, I think. Go ahead.
We're advancing. I mean, we're kind of in this middle area, this gray area of burgeoning technologies. And like I said, we're kind of, technology is moving faster than human beings can evolve. And so we are dealing with the growing pains of moving into a new society, a new time, a new era of humanity. So it is difficult, but it's going to happen. And it's up to us. It's up to the stewards of history who were around before this technological boom to, give out information, advice, warning signs of what we see coming ahead. Because by the time this generation is our age, or a little bit older, they're going to be well within it. You know, you're not going to avoid being recorded. We're not going to avoid social currencies of any kind. It's just going to be a part of common life by 2050.
Yeah, well, let's hope that you're wrong. Let's hope that you're wrong, because the social currency thing is wrong. I mean, it's just that's
it is
just
wrong, but
awful.
it's going to be unavoidable on a like the social fabric scale. You know, like even if we don't have like a social currency, so to say, like the CCP does, you'll still be able. You can do it to this day. I mean, right now that you're doing it, but you can go out on someone's social media and you can track them down and you can find out their histories and their opinions and what they're about and be judged on that.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. Mary G, I taught school in Arizona. We couldn't hold students back in second grade because the largest district in the state was afraid of being sued by parents. Can't fail kids.
Yes. Yes, that is an issue. I saw that in my school system. They just push kids ahead and excuse them from bad behaviors due simply to ethnicity.
Hey, Culture, did you see the private chat?
Let me look.
AFK.
Oh my goodness. Okay, AFK. I'm terribly sorry. I didn't even see that. Oh, and you do have to go. AFK has obligations, and so therefore, AFK, would you like to talk real quickly about your channel before you head off?
Stop by if you want. I'm going to be reading tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I don't know. I guess that's it. Thanks for having me on. I just didn't want to drop off without saying bye to you guys.
Oh no! Thank you so very much for joining us. I really appreciate it. You're a stalwart when it comes to this Sunday show, so I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Nice meeting you, AFK.
Thank you.
Oh, I was gonna.
Yeah, and now it's a sausage fest.
Yeah.
Well, chorizo.
We lost the perspective that we so often need. We had a bunch of other subjects to cover, guys, but this Sony thing is just apparently it lit our fuse and the chats. I mean, everybody is not super excited about this, but I think Brutal Morning was correct. Vote 2070, make teabagging great again. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
All right, President Teabag. Well, it just sounds like a Simpsons thing. I'm sorry.
How far away are we from having Dwayne Elizondo, Mountain Dew, Herbert Camacho? I mean, really.
Well, I thought we had him 8 years ago.
Oh boy, hey now. Yeah, idiocracy is a real thing. So yeah. Makini 90, thank you so much for the super chat, friend. It will be the gaming equivalent of people digging up older tweets from years ago just to cancel you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're not just on that horizon. I mean, we're knee deep in it already. Yeah.
We're already there.
We're knee deep in it already. So.
I'd like to have more faith in mankind that we don't have this many unhinged dipshits, but unfortunately there are this
many. If you need some hope, I can send you a video that will actually give you hope. I'm not lying. It's nice to hear from a guy that actually believes that we'll reach that Star Trek type future. He has no idea what Star Trek is.
Sorry, Culture. It's the best I could do to not cuss.
Yeah, you did fine. We
control yourself, Wes.
We're not going to solve the problems of the world. But we do have people here who can, like Tina, who graduated high school with 0 demerits.
She was a good girl.
Nice.
I think I got me in high school. Yeah, it was just elementary school.
Didn't we call her types brown nosers? Brown nosers?
I don't know. You don't do that. Tina's the best. She's a huge supporter of everybody, even you, Polly.
I'm not saying I'm just talking about me.
Oh, that's wifey material right there.
Back in school.
She's married and has been for a while. So
listen,
there you go.
I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Teacher's pet, all that stuff.
I know.
Demerits.
Yeah, I do.
Don't make me out to be a bad guy.
Okay, all right.
I could do that on my own. I could do that.
Don't twist his words. Yeah, he can do that on his own.
Okay, so since we are going to be winding down here and everything else, and Mando shared something with me. What is it?
In regards to the Sony censorship.
Oh, All right.
Maybe not want to put it up depending on what kind of content.
Yeah, no, we're gonna wind down, and we unfortunately we may end up having this conversation again. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna go away. And I do want to remind everybody, and that's why I highlighted Lorena Creole. She's lurking, doing the homeworking right now, and she reached the 1,000 milestone, guys, and she yes,
well deserved.
And she is having her celebration live stream later today. So please go by Lorena Creole's channel. Be sure to roll in there during her celebration. It's a big deal to get to 1,000 on this platform, and she truly deserves it. Can't find more deserving person than Lorena. And then she's going to need a bunch of watch hours, guys. So if you have the time and the moments to, visit those live streams and revisit them live streams, yeah, that really does help. It really does. Even if you're not actively watching them.
Funny too. Yeah, them Florida man live streams are great.
Yeah, they're so fun. That's the funnest show to be a part of.
He's not lying when it's a milestone to get that deserves celebration. I've been on this platform for over 4 years now, and I'm still only at 200 subscribers. So.
Yeah. And another reminder is we also have Latino Slant through it there. Kai MFS has his game show in just a few moments, not too far from now, I believe, and that's
he was
also a lot of fun.
He was chatting in the chats. I'm like, don't you have a show to do?
Yeah, he does. It's coming up. So just keep that in mind if you're looking for a way to have some laughs and watch people play a game, and maybe watch Mad Mardigan lose again. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anytime Mad Mardigan can lose, guys, that's a good thing. So yeah. So we have that. Yeah. Lord Thoth. Yeah, Lord Thoth, you got to go and check out the trivia show for sure. Mutant Bandhammer
on this trivia show.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm sure Kai would love to have you. I'm sure Kai would love to have you. You will fit right in. You will be the person to defeat Matt, even if you don't win yourself. Okay.
Yeah. Kai's show is ready. He's got friends. Yeah. Or Wes wants to be in her show, Kai.
Yeah. Just so you know. And
I
Mutant Bandhammer
usually.
Well, this is a weird trivia game, dude, and plus there's superpowers involved, and it's crazy. But anyway, Mutant Bandhammer says YouTube kind of sus sometimes, but sometimes not. I mean, they let us get away with quite a bit of conversating that other places may not. So
it's brought us all together.
Yeah, at the same time, I still have yet to reach even 210 subscribers.
Well, let's work on that too, Mando. Let's see if we can get some of your game stuff together. Parrothead.
For the past week, I went from 207 to 206, then back to 207, then down to 205, and now I'm at 203.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's been happening really oddly lately, that's for sure. Parrothead wants to know, author Stephen Walton, how's your Anima Rec book coming?
I don't even know what you're talking about, Parrothead. I don't know.
All right, well, I know you're working on a new one.
You should make an album and call it State of the Anima. Wait a minute.
Oh, I'm not going to say anything.
Good.
love you, Parrothead.
Hashtag justice for candy corn. That's right. We need to round it all up and put it in an incinerator. That's what we need to do. No.
Okay, now I'll say something, Stephen. No.
Candy corn is going to be all that's left of our civilization when 100,000 years from now, when whatever evolution of humanity is going through landfills, they're going to find a candy corn.
Save our culture casino, Team Candy Corn.
Man, a candy corn that big, you know where it goes, don't you?
Oh my god!
Whoa! Yeah, that's what they call the candy cornholer.
Oh, and we lost the author Stephen Walton.
I don't know. I don't know. Something happened to Stephen. I don't know. It was really weird. All of a sudden, he disappeared. Oh, that's a shame.
JakeD decided to say something. Finally,
he was so grossed out by the comment I just made.
Yeah, nice pivot, CC. Well, I tried. It didn't work. But anyway, guys, I had a lot of fun this time, and I'm scrolling through to make sure I didn't miss any super chats. If I did, it wasn't on purpose, guys. I really do appreciate it. I never expected to be monetized. I never expected to actually have to have a problem of trying to keep track of all the lovely super chats that you guys send me. It's hard enough for me just to say thank you so much for just chatting, which you guys are amazing. We have the best chat. We have the best chat, guys. It's just awesome. So I'm gonna let people play themselves out and talk a little bit about their channels on the way. Let's start first with the slant, the slanted man, the Latino slant.
I was gonna cue up some music. Music.
All right.
No,
okay. All right. All right. Let me throw you up.
Thank you for letting me. Yeah. Hey, everybody.
It's so big.
Hope everyone is well. I just want to plug my buddies' other channels, CultureCasino and JakeD. Go subscribe to their channels now. Yes, that's it.
Well, what a nice boy. What a nice boy. All right, Mando, let's see if we can get you some folks.
All right, guys, I'm the Mando Merc. I have 2 channels. I got Mando Merc, my personal channel where I do all sorts of gaming shenanigans, and then I have Cast in the Shadows where I'm supposed to be doing a bunch of news and discussion videos, but I'm so far behind that I'm trying to rethink a whole bunch of structuring stuff right now. But I think I'm going to be getting some more videos out after, like, soon. Maybe within a month. It's been busy, and my partner on the channel has been AFK for a while just because of personal life issues that he's been dealing with for a while now. So one channel's kind of in stasis while the other channel's actually putting content out on I want to say daily basis, but I'm pumping out like 3 videos a day. So on my personal channel. So yeah, pretty much that's it. I'm trying to figure out a way to do more content and do quality content at the same time without burning myself out.
All right. Well, you keep it up. We'll keep supporting you. And I want to pop on over to my other special guest for the day, JakeD. JakeD, what's going on, brother?
Hey. I usually like to stream on camera. I stayed off today because I've been working from the tablet in my my remote location. But thank you very much for having me on the show today, Culture. I do really appreciate it. And we got into the weeds on that, but it's such a wide-ranging topic that really just lent itself to the whole discussion today. It was a lot of fun. I think we did a good job staying off of politics for the most part, which would have been really easy to get into. Like you, I try to keep politics off of my stream, part off of my own. I don't mind getting into it on someone else's channel that does go into that, but that's not where I center my content on. I try to put out a couple of videos a week. Generally, I do a regular Sunday live stream as well, but due to my travel, we're not going to be doing that this week. Please stop by. I'm JakeD on YouTube. You can recognize me because it's a big giant J and D in yellow on a black background. And, it's been a pleasure being on. And, I look forward to more opportunities to stream with, all of y'all on your channels as well as perhaps mine.
All right. Well, that's great, Jake. And I can't wait to show up on your channel one day. So thank you very much. And I will appreciate that invitation in the future, I hope. And of course, we have the man that I truly believe will be the very next Joe Rogan, Wes Moody.
Hey everybody, I am Wes Moody of the Wes Moody Webcast. You can find me at youtube.com/Wes Moody Webcast. I talk about current events, pop culture, occasional conspiracy theories, occasional car talk, gaming streams, and I will vlog about whatever the heck I want to because it is my webcast. Hopefully by next week, I will have an improved sofa to sit on because this thing is torturing me right now. It's been torturing me for a while. So I'm going to have like a new black leather one that's much nicer. Anyway, hope to see you there. I'm 3 subs away from 400, by the way. So if anybody is not subbed, I'd really love it if you consider subscribing. Thank you, my friends. See ya.
Call friends. Call friends.
I'm gonna unsub and sub again.
That doesn't work. It doesn't work. But yeah. Anyway, last minute super chat coming in from RR. Great stream, everyone. Thank you. Excellent job. It was a pleasure. Congratulations on getting monetized, CC, and Tipsy CT is a must watch streaming.
I
That's a
have it in the
rarity, kids.
I have it in the playlist on my channel.
What a you were a big meaningless. Anyway, thank you
Culture.
very much, RR, for that. I really appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you for being so awesome and supportive, bro.
Man, you guys mean the world to me. Everybody out there, I really do appreciate it. You've no idea. I genuinely feel like I am part of a community, and I think everybody here does. And I think that's a unique opportunity for everyone. And finally, we always like to bring this man on in a situation, in a circumstance that lends itself to just being amazing. He is the author Stephen Walton. Stephen, take it away, sir.
Hail to the chat for coming here today. Please subscribe to all these wonderful people on the panel. This is a community that was brought together by inspiration, and inspiration by those that stood up and were our voices in this war for our modern mythology. When appropriators, when false creators, adult pretenders have taken control of the franchise we have loved for decades, franchise that give us hope, inspiration, and most importantly, escapism from the mundane as a platform to espouse socio-political and divisive bigotry and rhetoric. The Fandom Menace Volume 1 is available again with the Indiegogo for the Fandom Menace Volume 2. Please go check that out. I've got a great volume ready for you guys. Got some wonderful contributors in this volume, such as Jesse Milestone, Ichi Baka, Stephanie Janisic, and Lord Doomcock. I've also got a lot of chapters covering different things from 2018 about, Brian Young, Jason Ward, StarWars.com. The Kathleen Kennedy's woke audience that bludgeons us so much about our ists and isms, yet they have no problem with stalking Adam Driver or Daisy Ridley and saying some of the most nasty shit you could think of to people who don't like their movies. I want to say thank you to everybody in this community for rising together and looking out for one another. Congratulations to Lorena Creole. Let's get the rest of the team up to 1,000. If you are a writer, if you are inspired, write. If you are an artist, draw. Whatever it is, if you have a voice and you want that voice to be louder, create a channel. There's an entire indie sphere of people here that are going to help you out and help you to rise. You find a lunch table of friends and you run with it. That's what we did, and that's what you can do. I am author Stephen Walton, the Fandom Menace historian, your historian, born in the chats of the High Council with my brothers and sisters, fighting for our modern mythologies. Wash your hands, wash your ass, be good to each other. Peace.
I never get tired of it. I love it every time.
Yeah.
And now we, of course, have a chair stream we could highlight here, Culture. You know, even though he's stepped away, anybody who has not subscribed to Latino Slant, and I say this in all sincerity, he has some amazing content, and that is a channel y'all really need to check out.
Hail to that.
Absolutely. So, guys, thank you so very much. I hope everyone that's been here today, we had a huge crowd. Thank you all for coming. We will see you soon. And don't forget, tomorrow is my monetization celebration stream at about 2 p.m. PST. I'll be putting that in the community tab today. And I'll have a bunch of folks coming through. Hopefully some of the folks you see on here with me right now will come through and say hi, and I can thank them personally, along with each and every one of you. And again, we are going to say goodbye using a closing video. I hope everybody has a great day. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands.
Wash your ass.
And until next time, bye.
Wash your